all those things we already talked about this in the channel. Again, if you haven't seen those videos yet, please go back a little bit.
Yeah, we've talked about the importance of all these things, and we will continue to probably talk about them in the future.
It seems to be our favorite topic.
Well, what do you think?
Welcome back to another episode of Spilling the Tea with Dr. Hendricks.
And Gabriel D.
That is me. We're back again for another important
Announcement.
Yes. Healthcare related announcement.
Yes.
And the announcement is how to rub your prostate.
You know, this was quite a popular video.
That was #1 on the top charts of Dr. Hendricks'
And it was
YouTube
a
channel.
long video.
No,
No?
it was 12 minutes.
Oh.
I know
12
that
minutes.
because I just checked earlier today.
Sometimes the videos we make are like an hour.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're 5 minutes.
We do have videos that are 50 minutes. They're very popular, but that one in particular, people like it. People like the
Yeah.
short and simple. So we're going to refresh your memory if you have seen the video, but if you have not, sit back and relax because we're going to give you some good information here today. Right, doctor?
Sit back and relax. We got you taken care of.
Because that's the secret, right? #1 is to be relaxed and comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, you're already getting into the how to rub your prostate steps.
I'm already prepared.
Yeah, you definitely want to be relaxed. And if you're even considering the idea, you want to start relaxing around the idea. Because for many people out there, jumping to inserting or rubbing things that are not visible to the eye can feel unusual for men. Because most of the things that we rub are external.
Yes, that is very true. And that one is internal.
It is very internal.
So let's go back and first and foremost, what is the prostate?
Right. So the prostate is a very important gland or organ for men's sexual health. It helps us to reproduce as it creates semen through seminal vesicles that then meet up with the sperm and help us create ejaculate. This is important because that material supports the sperm so that it maintains its livelihood so it can get to an egg and create a baby.
And so what is the G-spot or Gabriel spot?
Yeah, so we talked about this previously. There's really no G-spot, and this is typically in reference to the female anatomy.
I always thought it was G-spot as in Gabriel.
Spot. And I'm sure we can find Gabriel's something.
True, yeah. It's there to be found.
Right. So sometimes they refer to the prostate as the male G-spot or maybe the P-spot.
Right.
Because it is a specific sort of point in the body that can be rubbed or caressed and create a positive sensation. So I think that's where they get sort of this overlap.
Right.
And that's what a G-spot is supposed to be, this particular area in the female anatomy that is sensitive and responds well to pressure.
I get it. There's no Gabriel spot, but I like the idea.
You can have a Gabriel spot.
So besides pleasure, are there any other benefits to rubbing the prostate?
Yeah, so the prostate can help you, of course, achieve a new form of pleasure with your partner or by yourself. If you're struggling to get an erection, for many men, rubbing the prostate can be a secondary way to induce erectile creation. You know, a lot of us as we get older, either it's hormones, it's blood flow, it's nerves, anxiousness, stress, can all impact our ability to create an erection. But if you need an emergency pull lever to try and create a stronger or longer lasting erection, prostate rubbing can be a solution.
Wow.
The thing is, you need to be quite adventurous if this is a new option or idea for you, because a lot of men, again, we just find it very taboo to look internally for pleasure.
Well, but that's why we're here for, right?
Yeah.
You know, to educate people and tell them you can do it and it's easy.
Yeah, it's definitely easy.
And, you know, by doing so, you can improve many things, including live longer.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there is some indication through clinical research that frequent ejaculation, frequent removal of the fluid inside of the prostate can help to reduce prostate cancer and promote healthy testosterone production. So by rubbing the prostate, it's going to encourage some of that buildup of fluid that is there to expel itself so new fluid can be made. The reason this is important is if it backs up for too long, it can cause inflammation and irritation to the prostate, which may increase the risk of things like prostate cancer.
What about urinary issues? Can massaging the prostate helps with that?
Yeah, so there are some indications where patients have benign prostatic hyperplasia or BPH, or they're experiencing other urinary complaints because the urethra does go through the prostate, that
Wow.
rubbing the area can be beneficial. Now, everyone is different, and you do want to talk to your urologist about whether or not this is a safe option for you if you have prostate disease, because we are all individuals, and general medical advice is, in general, not a good idea.
I
But
see.
it is opening the conversation. And if you think that that could be a beneficial option for you and you're open to it, talk to your urologist and make sure your prostate is healthy enough to be
Right.
rubbed.
Healthy enough to be rubbed.
Who doesn't like rubs?
Who doesn't like rubs? I agree.
You know.
All right, let's get to the fun part. What about sexual benefits?
Yeah, so the prostate is a pleasure center. It is highly innervated. There are lots and lots of blood vessels there specifically designed to receive sensation and to deliver pleasure. So if you're curious or not, or whether this area should be rubbed, technically it looks like it was created to be so, because again, there are many sensory fibers there awaiting for that pleasure
Wow.
response. So when you do rub the area, in general, you're likely going to see arousal occur as long as you're embracing the idea, right? Or
Right.
relax for the
Liking it,
topic.
yeah.
If you're not interested and this is something that someone is pressuring you to do,
Right.
you're not likely to get an erection.
There's no pressure, and you have to be relaxed
Yeah.
and confident and just enjoy it.
I mean, you found this video, so this interests you. And if it doesn't, you most certainly do not need to rub your prostate. You're not missing out on anything major. You need to be wanting, to expand your horizon
Right.
for this to be a good option for you.
So, what is exactly internal stimulation?
So the prostate is internal. It does require for us to access it by entering the anus. And it's not very far, so you don't have to
Right.
go, you don't need a map, you don't need to go,
Really?
with hiking boots on. It's about the size of your middle or index finger.
I see.
You do have to access it by going through the anus,
Right.
and usually it will take a finger or a device,
Right.
like a prostate massager or some sort of vibratory piece.
Device?
Yeah, or some sort of vibratory device or piece, toy. And the goal is to get about 2 to 3 inches in, and then you will be hitting the anterior side of your body, so the belly button side, with that device to stimulate your prostate. And that does, again, require for you to go internal. When we think of external stimulation, you can think of things like rubbing the skin,
Right.
a hug, a kiss on the
Oh.
cheek. Internal stimulation is going to require more invasive procedure.
And what does it feel like when you're touching the prostate?
Well, that's going to be a subjective sort of response for
True.
each person. But in general, it should be a firm, sort of smooth. I kind of feel like it reminds me of this feeling. But yeah, it should be relatively smooth, relatively firm. It's a walnut-sized gland. And when you press it gently or rub it back and forth, you should feel pleasure. If you're not, or if you're feeling any pain or discomfort, you've done something incorrectly, and you might want to talk to a doctor, because you should not feel any pain or discomfort throughout the process. Again, everyone is different. So if you have a medical condition that is limiting your ability to
True.
do these procedures or to try something new, please talk to your doctor first.
Yeah, be safe.
Be
That's
safe.
first and foremost.
Yes. There's not very many things that come to the top of my head that would be reasons, as
Mhm.
this is usually a part of our body that has force, pressure, objects moving
Right.
back,
True.
at least a couple times a day, maybe once a day, maybe once every few days if, you're not eating enough
Depending,
fiber.
yeah, on your diet for sure. When I eat too much cheese.
Yeah, so in general, things are moving there. So you
True.
shouldn't expect to, be too surprised with the fact that there's some room for
Right.
you, and can be quite accommodating if you're, again, interested in this procedure.
Only if you're interested. What about external stimulation to the prostate? Is that a thing?
Yeah, so you can actually externally stimulate the prostate as well. So there's an
Ah.
area between the scrotum and the anus, and that area has a lot of nerve fibers as well, just on the skin.
Ah,
But applying enough pressure there, you can also indirectly put pressure on the prostate, which can result in feeling good as well. So you may have been massaged in that area
Right.
before by your loved one, or you may have done it yourself and been like, wow, why does this feel great? There's nothing
Ah.
there, but there's actually a prostate about an inch deep, and
wow.
it is getting stimulated by just rubbing the area from the outside as well.
Amazing. It's like beginner's level.
Yeah, so if you're like, oh, I want to consider what this feels like, or
Yeah,
I'm
Start
curious,
there.
it's a great place to start, because by putting some adequate pressure, you don't want to hurt yourself, but enough, you should start feeling a little bit of a positive sensation. You may even feel like you may have to pee a little bit because, again, your urethra is going through the prostate. So sometimes there's like a little bit of a urinary sort of temporary
Oh.
response. But let me know what you think. If you've tried it and it feels like you got to pee, happens to me too.
All right, this is the moment that we've been waiting for. We're talking about preparation. Let's go through step by step. Someone is ready for prostate massage, how they should start that process.
Right. So if you are nervous or you're not quite ready, remember you can do external prostate
True.
stimulation.
Yeah.
So maybe just after the shower, get relaxed and try to rub the area between the scrotum and the anus and see if you notice any pleasure or have a positive response.
Yeah.
That could be encouraging to know, okay, this felt good. This
Right.
helped me X, Y, and
I
Z.
want to go further.
I want to go further. So if you're ready to go further, you want to make sure that you have prepped yourself. So cleanliness is always a good hobby or
Yeah.
habit to
Hygiene.
have. Hygiene. So that means maybe making sure you haven't had a recent bowel movement
Right.
because that could make it a little more cumbersome. If you have had a bowel movement, you can consider douching, which we've talked about before.
Another video.
Not something you want to do all the time, but in a pinch, it can be helpful. And then, of course, finding lubricant is going to be huge because you don't want to insert your finger or any object into the anal cavity without their lubricant being present. For women, they naturally lubricate. For men, we do not.
Amazing.
So making sure that it's going to go in with ease and there's going to be no discomfort. So you want to also have an idea of like what position is going to feel good
Yeah.
for you. You want to be relaxed. So you can do it in the shower standing. You can do it laying on your back. You can do it really however is appealing to you. Making sure, again, your fingers clean, the nails cut, because you don't want to be cutting yourself
Right.
accidentally, especially if this is like a new thing. You haven't really explored that area very well. And then it takes about 2 inches of depth
Not much.
before you're probably going to start noticing, as long as
Wow.
you're moving your finger, again, anteriorly. So you want it to kind of be like the soft part of your finger towards your belly
I
button.
see.
You should start feeling a walnut-sized gland that is relatively smooth and firm. And while you're rubbing it, you should notice some sort of sensation, whether that feels like you have to urinate, whether it feels pleasure, whether it
Yeah.
feels, something between the two. You just shouldn't feel any pain. That should be
Yeah.
number one. There should be no discomfort or pain.
Do it home and let us know what you think.
Yeah, and if you are struggling to get an erection by yourself
That
or
can help.
you're struggling to get an erection with a partner, this could be a great way to
Ah.
practice and to try something new that
Amazing.
has no need for medication, no need for immediate lifestyle change.
It's natural.
Yeah, and it might, again, make it a little easier for you to have some fun.
It makes
alone
sex more
time.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it can. And, there's also benefits to ejaculation, which I'm sure we'll talk about shortly. But massaging the prostate can not only help to increase your response and improve your erection because it's going to help to feel good, but because that area is really and highly important in the ejaculation process, you're basically milking the prostate, so
Right.
moving a lot of that fluid out, and it's going to increase the fluid that you expel and provide more pleasure during ejaculation. So if you're ready to level up your climax, prostate rubbing could be an option for you.
You mentioned position. Is there a better position to do it?
It's all personal and what feels good to you. What I think is a preference for me may be different for someone else. But if you're just starting to explore, the shower is a great place
True.
because you're just starting to get used to that anatomy back
Yeah.
there. And it can be hygienic.
It's easier to wash things off if you're in the shower already.
And it's also like a quick place to be by yourself. If it happens in there, maybe you just pretend like it didn't happen if it doesn't work well for you.
Right. No one is looking at you.
No one's looking at you. It's very,
Personal. Showers are personal, intimate, and usually you're alone.
Yeah. So
So,
it could be a
start in
great
the
place
shower.
to start for sure.
What about toys? Are they necessary or can I just do it with my fingers?
Yeah, so toys are not necessary or mandatory, but can be a great idea if you're looking to spice up things. But if you're not quite ready or you are just entering the concept, maybe starting with a finger is a better approach. I will say using a toy frees up that finger so you can participate in other things, either alone or with your partner.
And so, how do you bring that topic of massaging the prostate with your partner?
Yeah, so this is a difficult one if
Right.
you are especially in a new relationship or like
A straight
uncomfortable.
relationship.
Yeah, straight
That's the
relationship
hardest.
where you want to talk to your female partner about something like this, or whether you're not even sure you're really ready to do it.
Right.
Maybe try it on yourself first. Again, build the confidence
Right.
knowing this is something that provides you benefit. And then you want to maybe be able to have these conversations with your partner. It doesn't have to start with, hey, I'd like you to rub my prostate. It could be like, hey, I have sexual fantasies or
Right.
sexual concerns that I'd like to discuss with you and just get your feedback on. I think in general, for a relationship to be successful, these conversations need to occur and need to
Yes.
feel fluid. So it could be a great icebreaker to
Yeah.
start having them. Not necessarily need to jump into that topic, but having a good and open communication with your partner is only going to make a more fulfilling, a more positive, sexual experience for you and them. So
Yeah.
just, finding a way to ease in the topic at whatever level you and your partner are at.
I feel like communication is key for any relationship, but especially when it comes to sex. I mean, if you're able to talk to your partner about your fantasies and your fetishes, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, and avoiding conversation can result in partners taking the lead or making choices for you that
Right.
maybe you're not comfortable with. I've had females come to me and say, "Oh, my partner couldn't get erect, so I throw a finger in there, and then
Wow.
he does, but now he won't talk to me."
Oh, wow. Yeah, that can happen.
So females want you or your partner want you to have a great erection and to
Either
enjoy
way, yeah.
yourself so they can as well.
Yeah.
And many of the times they're not really concerned of how you're getting the erection as long as you can get there safely and effectively. So have the conversation so that your partner doesn't think it's them, so that you can explain to them where you're at and how you can both get to a conclusion that makes you both happy.
So massaging the prostate is not only for gay men.
No, it's not only for gay men. Nothing is only for anybody. We
Really?
can all do these things and all share in the joy and fun together. It's just a lot of taboo and a lot of mindset that we need to limit our abilities to what is in our lane
Yeah.
and in our row. And sex is a very difficult conversation to have.
Taboo.
We live in a society where these topics are discouraged and automatically feel sort of funny or unusual or abstract, which is why sometimes I can't even keep a straight face when we're
It's
talking
hard.
about these things. But we try to make it a light, conversation and not too judgmental because there's some people this is never going to be on their horizon, and others this is something they're ready to try.
All right, let's start with myths.
Okay,
Myth number one:
myth number one.
prostate play makes you gay.
Prostate play does not make you gay. Actually, nothing makes you gay. You were born
Oh,
that way. That's nothing you can do about that.
really?
And there's also very many shades of gay, just like there are shades of gray. So
Yeah.
no, nothing is that you do or nothing that you kiss or no one that you touch is going to make you gay. For the 800th time. If you are avoiding something that can provide you pleasure because you feel that it's going to make you a certain label, you're not alone. That's very common, but maybe consider talking about with your female partner or your male partner in ways that you can improve your sex lives and have a good time together.
Yeah.
And it's not going to make you straight or gay if you decide to proceed with rubbing the prostate or avoid it completely.
Yeah, you can still have a wife, kids, and being.
I mean, hopefully your wife is the one rubbing your prostate at the end of the day.
Yeah, that doesn't make you gay.
That just makes you an expert
Open-minded
and pleasure.
and living your life to the fullest.
Exactly.
Prostate massage causes cancer.
So this is false, thankfully. In fact, there are some clinical evidence that show by milking the prostate or stimulating it regularly, you can actually decrease the risk of prostate cancer. So there's no indication that rubbing your prostate will cause you any sort of prostate cancer or disease.
Is rubbing the prostate unsafe?
So if you are avoiding the hygiene recommendations, if you are being forceful, if you are taking things too quickly,
Right.
it can certainly cause some strain along the way. But if you are ready to proceed in that fashion, take the precautions so that you can avoid any sort of negative or damaging response.
Only older men need a prostate massage.
Right, so prostate massage can be available to all men that are sexually ready and confident and interested, right? So it doesn't have to be only for older men. There's no added benefit for waiting till a certain age period. It's really about whether or not you want to improve your orgasms, improve your erections, improve your sensation, and add something new that you can enjoy with your partner.
If you're rubbing the prostate, the orgasm feels the same as usual.
No, so that's one of the sort of selling points, I guess. If you're interested in rubbing your prostate, you should anticipate that your orgasm will be more heightened, more intense, and likely result in you wanting to do it again.
those are the myths and those are the questions. I think
Wow.
this is it. This is the end. I felt like this was so fast, and everything that we talked about it was very important because I feel like anyone can do it.
If you have a prostate, you can do it.
If you're out there and if you have or if your partner has a prostate,
Exactly.
you can help them to have more pleasure and to unlock a new window into their sex life.
Wow.
You know a lot about the prostate and men's health in general.
Yeah, it's something I enjoy. I am a
True.
man.
After
so
all.
it makes it a little easier to sort of
Yeah.
absorb these things. But yeah, it's always an interesting conversation when the prostate's involved. So if you have other questions for us about the prostate, leave them in the comments below.
Love to hear it, your feedback. And if you haven't yet, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Please share with your friends, your partner, your wife, to somebody. Yeah, and keep living your life better and keeping watching our videos.
Yeah.
We love to hear from you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, on the next one.